Chapter 2, Lesson 2, Knowledge. A social climber must be knowledgeable. If not vastly knowledgeable, you must at least know most things that are to know in your field of expertise. If you are into real estate, you must know everything there is to know about real estate. There shouldn't be a question a layman would ask you that you don't have a satisfactory answer to. You ask, why is this important? Credibility and competence are important factors when it comes to leading. If you want to be seen as the be-all, then you must present an aura of competence and credence. One thing I like to do is make research on most obscure things when at night. Surprisingly, you find that these things end up coming in handy in the most unlikely circumstances. Reading about the apocryphal books of the Bible, reading about the universe and galaxies, reading about serial killers, reading about some of the weirdest things, and you ask yourself, what nerdy shit is this? Here's the thing. I have zero interest in discussing these things with people. I never bring up any of these things when having a conversation. How does that come in handy? Knowledge is powerful. You never know when you'll meet some powerful person who happens to have an interest in one of these many rabbit holes you've delved into. There are people I've connected with that have helped me go places I previously couldn't due to the simple fact that I beat them in chess. I not only made money from it, but I also traveled to a lot of places, met a lot of people, built lifelong connections, and expanded my network due to chess. I don't take this as a career, far from it. My knowledge of it facilitated my movement and ascent up the ladder. Instead of wasting your time watching Netflix, gain knowledge. Practice improving at things powerful people have an interest in. Practice golf. Practice chess. Practice your piano. Read up on the apocryphal books. Men at the top of the hierarchy don't have your regular sort of interests, such as watching football and arguing about celebrities. They have weird interests. They incline to things that, rather than help you relax, might get you riled up and stressed. Garnering knowledge in these things mean you have an easier time connecting to some of these people, whom you will surely encounter on your way to the top. There is nothing more disarming than knowing someone has a genuine interest in things you hold dear and close to your heart. Even if it's just surface-level knowledge, you can make it work. Knowledge is so powerful that it eludes a lot of people. Many millionaires have failed to ascend the ladder because they do not understand this. You can make millions selling buckets online, but if you do not understand this, you will be unable to be anything more than a peasant millionaire or bucket seller. What type of knowledge do I need? We just spoke about the general type of interest-based knowledge, which included knowledge of certain games the elite like to play, chess, golf, poker. We also talked about knowledge in your area of expertise. This is imperative because it demonstrates credibility. These are not all you need. As a social climber, you will need both these and a third, most important type. You need to know your terrain inside out. What city do you live in? You must know every nook and cranny. You must know where leads to where in this place. You must be able to get from here to there in case of an emergency. If you were being pursued, would you be able to escape? Can you run and find a place to hide? Do you know XYZ alley? This will seem very inconsequential until the day you get in a tight spot and need to survive the night. You might not get in a dangerous situation for a long time, but when starting, you should be expecting anything and you must be prepared for it. 3 types of knowledge to gain. Know your area of expertise to the core. Have uncommon knowledge. Know your terrain. To help you better understand some of these concepts discussed above, I want you to read up on these. What are some of the interests of the most powerful men who ever lived? Why are chess, golf, and poker well respected amongst the rich and powerful? What are some of the weirdest things a person can pick an interest in? Picture this. A person who is well-spoken, powerful demeanor, strong facial expressions, fearless and confident, but also happens to know the exact date the internet was discovered. This is weird. This person does not fit in your box. You want to be able to say, well, if he is this, then he is that. A person who believes in violence, a hired hand, but also happens to be an excellent piano player? This does not make sense. You want to be able to say, he is a brutish man. Surely something as elegant as playing the piano will not up his ante. A fraudster who knows all of Shakespeare's plays by heart and happens to be an excellent painter? Surely such a man must enjoy easy things. Since he's a fraudster, he must not be inclined to do the difficult things such as taking a month to finish a mural. Knowledge is so powerful that it penetrates the mind and creates a whole new idea of who you are. The important thing to keep in mind when considering the idea of knowledge is that it is not to be used for the peasants at the bottom, but rather for the influential at the top. Knowledge is not useful in swaying the powerless. You do not want to influence those who can do nothing for you. You want to be able to affect those who can change the narrative. The common way of doing this, in this case, simply will not do.